news. But speaking of gaming news, I think it's about time for gaming news. News for gamers. This week, gaming news. Something in particular happened just recently I know you're very excited to talk about.
Oh, yeah. Oh, sorry.
So you can do that now.
Right. The new Unreal Engine 5 trailer for Black Myth Wukong dropped, and what can I say? It looks even better than that first 13-minute trailer we got. We got another 13 minutes here. They showed us a lot.
Yeah. A lot of different monster designs and bosses, for sure.
Yeah, and most outstandingly, the one that caught my attention the most was that dragon. Oh my god, that dragon looks so fucking cool.
Yeah, the electricity dragon on the frozen lake. Yes. That was a cool battle, for sure.
Oh, it looks like a Shenron, like Dragon Ball dragon. That's awesome.
Yeah, it's Chinese dragon, for sure, yeah.
Right. And showing like his abilities, extending his pole to climb up it, and what else did he do? He made like a fire circle to keep an enemy from getting to him. It just looks really cool. And it doesn't look like a Souls type game where it's going to be really hard.
It borrows some elements from Souls, right? Yeah. You know, as far as like framing and the camera, and it looks like there might be stamina, but you're right. I noticed when he was taking hits, it wasn't like him taking what would equate to 2 hits and he's dead and having to constantly heal.
Right. Yeah.
There were effects to his health bar, and there was definitely like you could probably get bodied pretty quickly if you don't pay attention, but it did seem forgiving in that you could trade blows a bit, which is something you do not want to do in a Souls game.
Exactly. So that excites me because I know the Souls games are good. Don't get me wrong, I know they're good. I'm just no good at them.
Hey, same here, brother.
Right. Like Bloodborne, I think Bloodborne is an amazing game that I've only managed to get to Father Gascon on. As soon as he turned into the Pharaoh Beast, I was just like, nope, fuck this game.
We'll watch it on YouTube now. Thank you.
Exactly. But yeah, it looks great, man. I don't know what else to say, but what did you think?
Yeah, I thought it looked fantastic. I thought that they showed less abilities off than they did in the first trailer. In the first trailer, it seemed like he had a bigger bag of tricks. So I don't know if they just scaled back on his abilities or just wanting to show them. But that said, it does look great. I love the battle with the other monkey-like creature with the sword in the snow. Thought the snow effects were fantastic.
Snow effects were amazing.
It looks like you can also turn into a bat and fly around, like in the previous one where you could turn into, what was it, a locust? Or
It was cicada, a golden
cicada. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, the only thing we need now is a release date, right?
Right. And like what consoles it's going to be on, if it's even going to be on consoles. Because if it just comes out and it's like Switch, going to be on PC, and that's
coming straight to Steam Deck.
Then I would buy a Steam Deck. No,
you'd buy a Steam Deck for Wukong?
Yeah. Can you plug a Steam Deck into a TV?
Yes.
Okay. Then yes, I would.
Think of it as a laptop, a gaming laptop. You can do everything with the Steam Deck that you can do with the gaming laptop, including change your operating system if you want to, if you really want to get fancy. So
I'll buy a Steam Deck for Wukong.
I'll hold you to that. I'll remember what you said. Call Valve right now.
Right.
All right. Well, speaking of, I don't really have a segue. There's just no segue. Okay. All right. Well, speaking of Steam Deck, you know what you can play on Steam Deck? Skyrim. And you're going to want to, because Skyrim 10-year anniversary edition comes out. They are releasing it again.
The game that keeps on giving.
Doesn't it, though? Yeah. So the 10-year anniversary edition of Skyrim is going to come out, I think, literally day and date from when it came out 10 years ago. It's coming out in November. I think it came out November 11th back in 2011, right? It was 11/11/11? I think so, too. Yeah. It's going to be on PC, Xbox One, Xbox Series S and X, as well as PlayStation 4. Now, this is notable because they make a point to say that it's backwards compatible on PlayStation 5, but it doesn't say it's coming out on PlayStation 5. Right. So is Xbox Series X the only one that's getting a next-gen actual version of the game, or on PC?
I don't know.
Interesting, right?
It seems that way, yeah.
We're going to have to keep an eye out on that.
Maybe they just didn't want to put that text on the screen.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's cool.
Oh, no. Because it's Bethesda.
Well, I was literally going to say that.
Yeah.
I think it's cool that Bethesda is allowing PlayStation owners to get access to it, because they could just gatekeep and go, nah, you need to get an Xbox now, bruh. Nah, but I think that's kind of dumb. It's like, hey, this 10-year-old game that you've played a million times, if you want to play it again, you're going to have to buy a $500 system. Fuck you.
Right.
So, no, they're making it available for PlayStation 4, but notably not natively on PlayStation 5. It's just backwards compatible. whereas it specifically states available for Xbox One and Series S and X. So just saying. Now,
and I was going to say, does it add anything?
I was literally getting to that when you so rudely interrupted me.
I'm sorry.
So it includes 500 pieces of Creation Club content. Now, if you recall, Creation Club from the special edition, Creation Club is like the thing they put together to legitimize mods, basically, right?
Yeah.
So you're probably not going to get in this Creation Club content, you're probably not going to get Thomas the Tank Engine Dragons. But for people who made content that was approved or licensed by Creation Club, you're getting stuff like additional quests, additional dungeons, bosses, weapons, spells, just more shit that maybe wasn't necessarily developed by Bethesda, but by users that were upvoted or they were in the Creation Club officially or whatever. Do you remember that whole kerfluffle about Creation Club and the DLC special? Okay, so yeah, that stuff. And people who own the special edition can upgrade to the Anniversary Collection at an currently undisclosed cost. So not for free. It's going to cost money, but they're not saying how much money it's going to be. So
$40.
Right? Anyways, more good news. Fans of Quake rejoice. The 4K remaster on PlayStation, on Xbox. They say it's on Switch, but what? On PC. $10. And of course, if you have Game Pass, Quake 1, Quake 2, Quake 3 Arena on that Game Pass. Get it. So, yeah, it's the best that Quake has ever looked and ran, save for maybe PC. Don't at me. And it's out right now.
Awesome.
I'm probably going to try it out sometime. Yeah, I'm probably going to try it out sometime. It even has the original Trent Reznor soundtrack, I heard. Okay. So, lead singer of Nine Inch Nails, for those not in the know. Yeah. Pretty cool. So, yeah, I'm probably going to be checking that out this week, but just a heads up that happened, and to me, it was like out of nowhere. I guess it had an event or a press release or something. Mm-hmm. Cool, you know?
Yeah.
And speaking of releases, just a little reminder, today, as of the day of recording, Ghost of Tsushima Director's Cut is out.
Oh, yeah.
Go get it. Go get it. Although I heard, and hopefully I heard wrong, that you first have to pay, if you have the original Ghost of Tsushima on PlayStation 4, you have to pay $20 for the director's cut of the PlayStation 4 version, and then an additional $10 to upgrade to PS5, making it a total of $30. Is that true? Did you see anything?
I don't know.
I saw somebody bitching about it on Facebook. I don't know if it's true or not, because people on Facebook,
they just read things and they don't know what they're talking about.
Yeah. It's like Twitter, but less legit and more boomerish.
You're right. Some of the gaming groups I'm in are just like, what?
Yeah, they're very gatekeepy and angry.
Yeah.
They're like, I'm a gamer, but I only play Fortnite. You're not a gamer. I'm like, really? That's what we're doing?
Right.
2021? Listen, people. If you're a grandmother that puts together jigsaw puzzles in your spare time, to me, you're a gamer.
Yeah, you're Tetris, baby.
Yeah, exactly. I don't care if you play Candy Crush on your phone or if you stream the highest end PC games for an audience of thousands. Like, being a gamer just literally means playing video games and enjoying video games. Why are we so gatekeepy?
Yeah, at the end of the day, who cares?
Yeah.
Why do you care? Let me say that. Why do you care?
Why do you care? So I'm going to take this soapbox and put it away, and we'll go to the next thing. So there's a new emulator running on Xbox Series X called DuckStation. You have to put it in developer mode and add it in. You got to do some things. It's not out the box. It's not officially supported by Microsoft, obviously. But what's notable about DuckStation, if you can't tell from the name, it allows you to run PS1 games on your Xbox.
That's pretty cool.
Pretty hilarious because PS5 cannot do that yet. So Xbox literally beat PS5 to playing PlayStation 1 games. Haha.
Wow.
I haven't tried it out, but I think I'm going to try and run that on my Series X this week to see if it plays physical PlayStation 1 discs or if it has to be ISOs.
Oh, that would be crazy.
That would, dude. And the cool thing is this emulator will run things at 60 frames per second in 4K. Now, a lot of these games were not designed for 60 frames, so I think what it's doing is just overclocking the CPU to make it run faster, which may or may not look good. But it's got some interesting mapping upgrades and features, so for games that are taking advantage of the 3D more, like, say, Metal Gear, they look pretty crisp. I hear.
Okay.
So I'm going to be testing that shit out. I'm super curious on how this is going to work. I just haven't had time to do it this week. So look forward to that. Or, I'm sure people are putting up videos as we speak. Maybe I'll put something up on TikTok. Speaking of TikTok, just a quick aside. Dude, we have almost 140 followers on TikTok.
I saw.
Isn't that cool?
Yeah, pumping
That's
it
so
up.
exciting.
We're getting those numbers up, baby.
Yeah. Get a little community there in TikTok. I love it. I try to post at least one video a day. You've been putting them up too. And I love that of all of the variety of videos we put up, most of them get pretty good traction.
Yeah.
There's only a few here or there that haven't really picked up steam, but for the most part, people are into it. They're commenting, they're liking, they're sharing.
Yeah.
We got stitched at one point. I was like, whoa, somebody stitched us.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah, it was really cool. So, love TikTok, even though they're problematic. They are very problematic. All right. So, I spoke on Hades earlier. This, I think, is of note because I've seen it in a lot of headlines and they're trying to make some kind of point that I don't agree with. Hades came out on PlayStation and Xbox, as I spoke about earlier. Sales numbers are out. 93% of Hades sales have been on PlayStation, either PlayStation 4 or PlayStation 5. So you combine those sales together, 93% on PlayStation versus Xbox. But, duh. It's on Games Pass.
Yeah.
You're not going to buy it if it's on Game Pass. Some of these articles even admitted, well, yeah, Xbox likely gives the developer and the publisher money to put it on Games Pass, but we don't know how much. So are they actually making more money having it on Game Pass and selling it, or is it one or the other? We'll never know because they don't release numbers. I feel like more people are going to download and play it and enjoy it that normally wouldn't because it's less riskier too. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of games on Game Pass that I played that I probably never would have bought, at least not as early, right?
Right.
And I'm playing through it again, and I feel like, and I've heard this from a few outlets, so if anybody out there knows for sure and I'm wrong, let me know. But part of the compensation that goes to people who get their games on Xbox Gold, Games with Gold, or PlayStation Plus, or Game Pass, it has to do with how many of those copies are downloaded, right?
Right.
Because you're a big download draw, which means you're a draw for the service, which means you get a bigger piece of that pie. I don't think they just give you a certain amount of money up front and then it doesn't really matter how well you do, right?
Right. Yeah.
I think there's incentives and an increase in compensation as you get more downloads. Now, I could be wrong, but that should be how it's done because, again, that'll be proof of concept for why Game Pass is so successful. But the thing is, it is successful. They continue to get first-party games, third-party games, indie games, day one in most cases. Yeah. And they continue to get... if it wasn't for Game Pass, I literally wouldn't have a Series X. I'm just saying. So, it's worth it to somebody. So, I don't know. I feel like those articles are trying to say that, ooh, PlayStation's better because they're actually getting indie games the money because people are buying it. But it's just yeah, if you had to buy it on either Xbox or PlayStation, I think those numbers would shake out less. In fact, the fact that 7% of people bought it, they were like, I love this so much, I'm just going to buy it outright. Kind of cool.
Right.
So,
yeah. I think next time I see a Series S, I'm going to buy it.
Yeah?
And get Games Pass. I think
it's good stuff, dude. It is. I know you're hearing about me gush about Games Pass every week, but it's good.
Yeah, I'm just
and also,
I want some.
I refuse to say it correctly sometimes. I know it's Game Pass. I like saying Games Pass rolls off the tongue, I think, better.
Games Pass.
So if you're out there screaming Game Pass, just know that I know. I'm doing it on purpose. All right. Last thing that happened this week of note, to you and me, of course, is Pokémon Presents.
Mm-hmm.
So,
what do they present us?
A lot of stuff. It was a lot more robust than I expected it to be. Now, we had info on Unite, extra characters and updates. I don't really care much for Unite. I mean, a lot of people on the Gamer Friends Discord are playing it, and they seem to be really enjoying it. I'm not into games with a lot of microtransactions. It seems like through updates, they have balanced the game out, and it's less pay to win than it originally was. But the fact that it was pay to win at all has kind of scared me away from it. Maybe I'll get around to it eventually. They had updates on Go. They had updates on Cafe Remix. They had updates on Masters EX. I didn't come to Pokemon Presents for any of that.
It's not what I'm here for.
Yeah, if you want to see the updates on that, go watch the Presents. It's presented well. It's colorful. It's fun. I like watching it. What I really came for was the updates on Diamond and Pearl and Arceus, and I got those too.
Yeah.
So what's really cool is just like with the original release and the special edition DS, you're going to be able to buy a special edition Pokemon Diamond and Pearl Switch Lite this November. Mm-hmm. Really cool. And then a more robust trailer showing that all of the features in the original game are included. So the underground is actually expanded, and you can get a secret base and decorate it just like you could in the original game. But here's the kicker. Depending on how you decorate your secret base in the underground, different Pokemon will show up in the underground that you can go and catch that are different from what you'll see in the regular Sinnoh region. I was like, that's cool. Like, I saw, like, you know, they changed the theme where there was, like, fire Pokemon, and then there was, like, some grass or whatever. Somebody caught a Houndoom. I was like, cool. I'm into that.
Houndoom's one of my favorites.
Me too. I love Houndoom. Yeah. I think he's great. Houndoom with a flamethrower. Get out of here. The contests that I kind of skipped when I did my Nuzlocke, those are in the game, and that's actually kind of cool because, again, it's expanded graphics-wise, and there's, like, mini-games and things, so it looks a lot more robust and fun to actually play. So I might get into contests this time around just because of how they fleshed it out, you know?
Yeah.
And, yeah, I mean, it just looks like the original game. You know, the overhead and the map are kind of one-to-one. They just increased the graphics there, which I know pissed a lot of people off, but whatever.
Yeah.
And like, then the battles are more, you know, X and Y or Sun and Moon or more recently Sword and Shield. Like, that's how that looks. So, yeah, I'm into it.
All right. Yeah. Looks interesting. I may try it out. I'm not really into Pokemon like I used to be, though.
Yeah, I feel you.
So
I know. Yeah. We all fall off sometime. I get it, man. I didn't even play the Sword and Shield DLC yet, which is crazy for me. I usually jump on shit like that.
Right.
Arceus looks really good, though. People are still complaining about the graphics. I mean, where are you at? You're making a face.
I mean, the graphics look fine and everything. It's just, at its core, it just looks like another Pokemon game. Like, yes, they added Pokemon will actually attack your character and you can dodge and maybe you can block attacks. Can you block attacks that Pokemon shoot at your Pokemon, or how?
I think if you're in a traditional battle, then it's the Pokemon fighting on your behalf because you're like stationary and it looks more like it would in like a regular mainline Pokemon game.
Yeah.
Because the thing is, there are some Pokemon that are aggressive that in order to catch them, you have to stick a Pokemon on them and weaken them first. And then there are others that are non-aggressive that you can sneak up to and, you know, chuck a Pokeball at. Which I like that there's both different kinds. That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of which, I forgot to mention Diamond and Pearl, Pokemon will follow you around. Any Pokemon you can catch can follow you around, a la Heart Gold and Soul Silver. Yes!
Nice.
Love it. Okay, back to Arceus. What interests me about Arceus is the research factor. Every Pokemon game, as you know, is about filling up your Pokédex, right? Right. And that's cool. You catch a new Pokemon, your Pokédex comes up, sucks the souls of the elders, whatever, okay? And you're like, what the fuck? Dark bullshit? Okay. With this, though, because you're literally working with the very first professor, and you have like a whole league of people that are like, we need to chart Pokemon, they're dangerous as fuck, we don't know how to live with them.
Right.
Like, they're not integrated into society, it's wild as shit, right?
Right.
So it counts how many Pokemon you catch, the attacks and stuff that you witness. I mean, imagine if you mashed in Pokemon Snap with catching Pokemon in the Pokédex with almost No Man's Sky, where you're out there just researching shit. It feels like you're one of the first professors really learning all this shit that we know about Pokemon now through observing them, catching them, fighting with them, interacting with them, traveling the world. And the world itself is kind of, it's more like Breath of the Wild. It's one-to-one, so you're out there exploring. So it feels more like hunting and exploring rather than random battles and shit like that, you know?
Right.
It just feels more tangible. And I really like the research aspect. And I like collecting data, and I like learning shit about animals and shit. Like, I don't know. The aspect of that is what's most attractive to me about Arceus, and why I'll definitely get it for sure, because I'm really drawn to that type of gameplay, I guess.
Okay. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what that story do.
Okay.
I don't know if it'll do a whole lot, but, you know.
Yeah, never know. Okay.